Hi everyone, welcome back to How-FixIT. If you're experiencing issues with your Apple Watch Ultra, like a side button stuck or not working, you're in the right place. In this video, I'll show you how to fix these problems by replacing the side button. Before we get started, here are the tools you will need to repair the Apple Watch Ultra. A screwdriver set, plastic spudgers, tweezers, screen disassembly tool, indispensable for disassembling the Apple Watch Ultra due to the slim gap between the screen and the watch frame. B7000 glue, good for high elasticity, anti-vibration, and water resistance, and screen clamp. Links to all the tools you need are in the video description below. I advise using a magnetic mat throughout the disassembly process, especially for repairing a device like the Apple Watch Ultra. This will help you manage each screw's placement and ensure accurate reassembly. And you don't have to worry about the screws getting lost. They will all securely adhere to the magnetic mat. Alright, let's get started. Take your Apple Watch and power it down. Use a hairdryer or heat gun to heat the screen for 2 minutes to loosen the adhesive underneath. If you are using a heat gun with a temperature preset, set it to 170 degrees Celsius. This is a safe setting for the Apple Watch screen. Place the tip of a pry tool along the edge opposite the digital crown and position it in the seam between the screen and the watch frame. Gradually, begin to pry up the screen. The gap is very small, making it difficult to insert the tool. If you encounter resistance, apply more heat and try again. Removing the screen on the Apple Watch Ultra is a challenge. Please, be cautious during disassembly. Protect your fingers by keeping them clear of the tool's front end. Use a heavy glove, such as a leather or gardening glove, for added protection. The adhesive requires time and constant force to loosen. Here are some tips to help you open the screen. Use isopropyl alcohol, 91% or higher, and apply it to the gap between the screen and the watch frame to help loosen the adhesive. Don't worry, a small amount of isopropyl alcohol will not harm your Apple Watch. It's safe for electronics and will not cause corrosion or oxidation effects to the electronic components. Add more isopropyl alcohol once you insert the pry tool on all sides of the watch frame. If you still can't move the screen, here's another solution that will help you open the Apple Watch Ultra. You'll have to slightly modify the screen disassembly tool to fit the watch frame. This tool has a curved edge, which makes the hook area less effective than a flat one. If you have the same tool, or a similar one, use scissors to trim the edges to fit the dimensions of the watch frame. Reheat the screen and keep applying constant force until the adhesive loosens. Finally, I opened the watch body. Removing the screen on Apple Watch Ultra is more difficult than on any other Apple Watch series. Do not insert the tool deeply or use excessive force to avoid damaging the antenna pin. Lift the screen up and carefully turn it towards the digital crown, being careful not to strain the screen cable. Remove the 2 screws securing the metal connector bracket at the bottom edge of the battery. Use a plastic spudger to pry up the battery connector. Unscrew the 2 screws holding the vibration motor. The second screw is under the metal bracket. Use tweezers to bend this bracket for access. Remove the battery. Remove the screws securing the display cable bracket and carefully remove the bracket with tweezers. Use a spudger to disconnect the display cable from its socket. Remove the screen. Remove the last screw securing the vibration motor. Turn over the vibration motor and disconnect the cable. Remove the vibration motor. To safely remove glued ribbon cables, use isopropyl alcohol. Remove the 4 screws securing the back cover. Pay attention to the rubber gaskets under the screws. Be careful not to lose these gaskets. They provide water resistance and will be installed when reassembling the watch. Use a hairdryer or heat gun to heat the back cover to loosen the adhesive underneath. Insert a metal pry tool in the seam between the watch frame and the back cover. Carefully begin to separate the back cover from the watch frame. Slide the pry tool around the watch frame to slice its adhesive. Do not insert the tool deeply, or you'll cause it to tear the sensor cable. Carefully lift the back cover and swing it open without straining the cable. Use a plastic spudger to pry and disconnect the sensor cable from its socket. Remove the back cover. During disassembly, the band release buttons and springs may fall out. Be careful as they are easy to lose. The buttons have tiny springs on each end, crucial for proper functioning. During reassembly, ensure each button has 2 springs and is positioned correctly. We continue disassembling, and the next step is removing the screws that secure the motherboard to the watch frame. To safely remove the glued cables from the watch frame, don't forget to use isopropyl alcohol. You can now remove the motherboard. The next step is removing the side button. Remove the screws securing the flex cable to the watch frame. Remove the flex cable with the side button and microphones. The side button has tiny springs crucial for proper functioning. If the side button is stuck on your Apple Watch Ultra, first try to clean the button mechanism with a brush and isopropyl alcohol. The isopropyl alcohol will dissolve any dirt, freeing the button to move. If your side button is visibly sunken into the watch, the mechanism on the flex cable that should push it back into its normal position is likely broken. In this case, you should replace the side button flex cable. Replacing the flex cable restores functionality if the microphone or side button is not working on your Apple Watch. You can find a link in the description for purchasing the side button flex cable for your Apple Watch Ultra. During the reassembly of the side button, ensure the button has 2 springs and is positioned correctly. Align the 2 pieces and turn clockwise until they match. Then check the mechanism. It should push it back into its normal position. Let's start reassembling the Apple Watch. When installing the button, check its mechanism. It should work correctly, and push it back into its normal position. The band release buttons have tiny springs on each end, crucial for proper functioning. During reassembly, ensure each button has its 2 springs and is positioned correctly. The back cover should be glued to the watch case to ensure water resistance. It is recommended to use an adhesive silicone pad for Apple Watch Ultra. But if you don't have such an adhesive pad and the old pad is still in good condition, you can use B7000 glue. This isn't the best solution, but it might work if you need to complete a repair immediately. Applying glue to the watch frame, pay attention to the hole for the band release buttons and make sure the glue does not get into it. Check the band release button mechanism and make sure it is working fine. Let's test the watch before we start gluing it together. Power up your Apple Watch and test the button. If the watch works fine, let's proceed to restoring water resistance. Before gluing the display to the frame, remove any remaining old glue. Use isopropyl alcohol to wipe the watch frame. This gives the best adhesion to the glue. Apply glue to the housing to restore water and dust protection. After this repair, your device will function normally, but may lose its IP6X dust and water resistant rating. It will still resist accidental moisture, but avoid using it for diving below 40 meters and in high-speed water sports. Use clamps to fix the screen and the watch body. B7000 glue dries completely after 24 hours, but the minimum surface drying time is 3 minutes. I recommend waiting at least 45 minutes before removing excess glue and using your Apple Watch. If you found this guide helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more repair guides. Visit our website for more tech insights and do-it-yourself guides. Remember, every tech challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow. The repair is complete. You are on How-FixIT. Thanks for watching and see you again next time.